Subdividing sections. It is important to remember the exact number of acres in a section because 640 is used for many purposes. The section is the basic reference when writing a legal description of land and when calculating acreage in subdivided tracts. Each section can easily be divided into halves, quarters, and so on until the property one wants to locate or describe has been pinpointed. First, divide the entire section into fourths. The quarter section situated in the upper right corner is called the northeast quarter. The one in the lower right corner is the southeast quarter, and so on around the section. Directions are always given in terms of the direction from the center of the section where the two dividing lines intersect. Quarter sections contain 160 acres. Quarter sections can be further divided just as a section is divided. If you are interested in a tract smaller than 160 acres, you can divide any quarter just as you did the section by dividing the results until you find the tract that you want. You must start with the last part of the description and read it backwards to the left. So if you need to find the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter of the southeast quarter of the northwest quarter of section 36, the first thing you do is read it backwards and locate the northwest quarter of section 36 first. When located, divide that quarter into quarters and find the southeast quarter, then divide that into quarters and locate the northeast quarter. Divide that into quarters and locate the southwest quarter, and there you have it. Here is the same description again, but remember, we are locating the last part first and working to the left. Here's the same description again. Remember, we are locating the last part first and working to the left. So the northwest quarter of section 36, the southeast quarter of the northeast quarter of the southwest quarter. Last time. This is a close-up of the northwest quarter of section 36. So we have the northwest quarter of section 36, of the southeast quarter, of the northeast quarter, of the southwest quarter. To find the number of acres in a tract, take 640 acres inside one section and divide it by the denominator in each fraction of the legal description. For example, the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter of the southeast quarter of the northwest quarter of a certain parcel contains how many acres? We're going to take 640 and divide it by 4, divide it by 4, divide it by 4, and divide it by 4. That's going to equal 2.5 acres. All we're doing is taking 640 and dividing it by the denominator of each of the descriptions. So the southwest quarter is divided by 4, the northeast quarter is divided by 4, the southeast quarter is divided by 4, and the northwest quarter is divided by 4. If the word "and" is in the middle of the description, calculate the acres on either side of the "and" separately, then add to find the total acres. For example, the southeast quarter of the northwest quarter and the northeast quarter of the southwest quarter. We're going to take 640, divide it by 4 for the southeast quarter, divide it by 4 for the northwest quarter. We hit an "and." So we're going to start all over again with 640, divide it by 4 for the northeast quarter, and divide it by 4 for the southwest quarter. We come up with 40 acres for both calculations. Now we're going to add them together. So 40 plus 40 is 80 acres. How many acres are there in the legal description? Remember to calculate the acres on either side of the and separately and then add them to find the total acreage. So the north half of the northeast quarter of the southwest quarter and the southeast quarter of the northwest quarter. Get your calculator and your pencils and paper. Pause the video if you need to. All right, so we took 640, we divided it by 2, divided by 4, divided by 4. We got 20 acres. Now we take that 640 again because there was an and in the problem. We're going to divide it by 4 and divide it by 4, and we get 40 acres. Now we're going to add the 20 and the 40 together to get 60 total acres. The southeast quarter of the southwest quarter of the southeast quarter of the northeast quarter of section 9 contains how many acres? Pause your video if you need to. So you should have gotten 2.5 acres. We're going to take that 640, divide it by 4, divide it by 4, divide it by 4, and divide it by 4. And that equals 2.5 acres. An acre has 43,560 square feet. A benchmark is a permanent reference mark affixed to an iron post or a brass marker. It's used to establish elevations. And a mile is 5,280 feet in length. A way to remember how many feet are in a mile. Most jobs work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So on a scratch piece of paper, draw a 0. On the left side of the 0, write the number 8, and then write the number 2 representing TO, still going to the left. And finally, write the number 5 to the left of the 2, and there you have it. 5,280 feet are in a lineal mile. A way to remember how many square feet are in 1 acre. On a scratch piece of paper, draw a comma. Moving to the left of the comma, write the number 3 and then write the number 4. On the right side of the comma, write the number 5 and then 6. Add the 0 and there you have it. 43,560 square feet are in 1 acre. You can double check yourself by adding the 4 and the 3 together and the 5 and the 11, and you'll get 711. Also, a cute little saying that you might remember is 4 little old ladies driving 35 in a 60.